Welcome to Show Em The Dore, the only podcast where... Look at Chris's neck.
I'm iced out right now. It's the last Shane, as I've affectionately dubbed it.
If you can't tell based on the glare of this,
I mean...
it's the Last Supper.
On the medallion here. Willem got it off Temu for free, which means it's completely real. And I'm going to walk down West End Avenue hoping somebody has a diamond tester, because right now I'm dripped out beyond God's comprehension, as we can see. It's endorsed by Jesus himself. I feel like if there were a piece of jewelry that was truly devout, it is what is around my neck right now.
I'm going to go to Mass and dip it in the holy water.
That would be so tight. You know, I had a friend in high school who was ordained as a minister, like for Christianity.
You're ordained as a minister?
Well, yeah, but not through like the Universal Life Church isn't recognized.
Christianity.
Sure, but like, I mean, like a real branch, like the ULC.
Like a popular branch.
Yeah, like the ULC is like you go in and click like a button. They're more of a like he was for real ordained, and so
the Southern Baptist Convention or something.
I think he was, I don't remember exactly. He was probably some Baptist Methodist, because we're in East Tennessee, let's be real here.
Those are the two options.
But I remember one time I asked him, I was like, hey Joe, that's his name.
Brother Joe.
Yeah. I was like, how does like holy water work? And he was like, I can just kind of bless any water, and it's now holy water. And I was like, this was, at band camp. And I was like, will you bless my water bottle? He was like, yeah, bro, I got you. So I drank holy water for the whole week, which really makes me believe that I was able to, complete the actions with the strength that was imbued in me from this time.
Not for consumption.
Well, holy water was consumed.
Yeah, but like it's not intended to like have an effect upon consumption.
It nourished my body, mashallah.
Mashallah.
But yeah, it was a good time, but this is really...
It's just like regular water, though.
That's not true.
It goes against...
Did I unholy the water by drinking it?
Yes, but it doesn't have the effects of holy water.
I disagree. I think if
Do you know what holy water does?
If I had any demons that needed to be exorcised, they were gone.
That's not the main purpose of holy
I'm just saying, I know it is a purpose of holy water.
Yeah, like, you didn't, like,
I cleanse. Yeah.
So, like, you knew there's no demons in there.
I don't...
So, like, we have it certified, verified.
I could be like a carrier.
As of then, that there were no demons inside of you. Or else you would have, like, seized.
Right, and I didn't because That's cleansed myself.
Well, it's more like a test than a cleansing.
I would argue that...
Because if you drank holy water,
some people do
get
juice
rid
cleanses. Some people, go on keto. I prefer just to drink a lot of holy water.
Some people believe that it cleanses, like, the menial little sins of your life.
Okay. That's got to be something.
So, like, as of band camp, the little sins of your life,
yeah, like
they were forgiven.
Coveting the...
I think those are bigger sins.
What would you describe as little menial sins that might have been washed away from this time?
In Catholicism, this is where all that comes
from.
Holy water's Catholic.
Yeah.
Christianity doesn't recognize holy water. Not, like, in any real sense. Like,
okay.
He was probably Lutheran or Methodist because, like, those are the closest to, like, holy water believers.
Okay.
But...
Believers?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Holy water...
Practicals?
So, there's mortal sin and then, like,
okay.
other sin. I don't remember the name for it.
Sure.
Mortal sin is, like...
Is that the little ones?
No, mortal sin is the one where if
those are the 7.
If you die in a state of mortal sin... Some Catholics believe that you go to hell no matter what.
Interesting.
So, for example, I have gone to Mass 3 weeks in a row. I believe in God and all that stuff. I personally believe when I die, I'm going to heaven. But, since I'm not baptized, and I haven't confessed my sins to
like
a priest, and I haven't, like, said, okay, I'm, like, going to... not do these things anymore. I've confessed and turned, changed my ways. I'm going to hell, no matter what.
Interesting.
That's what a lot of people...
Okay, but so what have I cleansed myself of?
So you've cleansed yourself of the little sins.
Yeah, like what?
So, like,
give me an example.
You ever lied?
mean, hasn't. We've all lied about things.
Then there you go. That one's
Okay,
gone.
let's go.
Small theft. Have you ever like led your brother wrong? You know, you ever gotten mad at your brother, yelled at him, slapped him?
I feel
little things. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So
coveting your neighbor's wife. That's like a bigger one.
That's a bigger one.
That's a mortal sin.
Yeah. That's a stake through the eyes kind of.
So
thing.
like some would say.
But so what I'm hearing is all those menial sins pre-sophomore year of high school when this occurred are gone.
Forgiven as of some people's belief of holy
Let's
water.
go.
So
that's my belief of holy water now.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. So
every week at Mass,
this is your cleansest podcast.
Every week at Mass, I see the little holy water thing, and I think I want to touch it. You know, like, I just want to get a little touch because like Brooke will go by and like do the little thingy, like get the holy water and do the thing with it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is not for me, but I want to touch it. I'm not Catholic. I'm not a member. I'm not baptized.
So
there's a lot of things that I shouldn't do. Like I can't take communion. I think.
But what if you did?
I think you have to say something to them.
The thing is, like, maybe it's because I grew up Episcopalian, but like
that's the one where you only eat fish.
I guess I was baptized and confirmed, so I guess I was
a Catholic. When were you confirmed? What was your confirmation name?
I don't remember. I would imagine Christopher.
Nah, it has to be something different. Ask your mom right now.
I'm not gonna ask my mom right now.
I'll text your mom then.
The thing is, like, I had to do like the little classes when I was a kid.
Cool.
I remember at one point I had like to decorate a cookie, and then they were like, "Yeah, you're done."
What are they called?
I don't remember. The point is, this is not a religious podcast.
It could be.
It's definitely not going.
Here's
to be.
our Lord and Savior, Christopher Conway.
Oh, listen, man.
That's blasphemy. That's very fine.
Yeah, I'm more in the last.
Some people interpret a part of the Bible to mean blasphemy is the only thing that's like. Yeah, like that's the one sin that crosses the line.
We're not.
So I may have, in some people's opinion.
We are not looking to
Most people think I'm
delve into our different and the people's different religious opinions on this whimsical sports podcast.
So here's the thing. While I'm at Mass the other day,
are we still on this?
We're moving on. Just wait.
Okay.
I see the holy water and I think to myself, I want to bless my hands. Why did I want to bless my hands, Christopher?
Because you're always drippy?
No, because immediately after Mass, I came back home, ate some carrots, and then went to a flag football game.
Oh.
So I needed my hands to be blessed.
Right.
But I said I probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah, because
you know.
Yeah. That was a good game.
So I go to my flag football game. I play for the Bucks team. We're in the frat league. We played against Pike.
Oh, that's who that. They were that
Pike.
Bad?
Yeah, it's Pike.
Oh my gosh,
Pike
they were terrible.
Do you remember Ryan from
our
speaking class? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Pike.
Really?
Fun little fact, yeah.
Was he on the team?
No.
I didn't
he was on the basketball team when we played him forever ago.
Was Ryan good at basketball?
No, he wasn't great. He was just like big and he could move up and down the court. Okay.
Yeah.
So he never got the ball. He was
like, yeah, I'm
body, and it's like, okay, you know, if I'm out there, it's like we're playing with two players. Him out there, it's like they're playing with three. Except he's not that great, you know. I don't know. He might be. He just never got the ball.
Okay.
Didn't do anything still on defense. But we played Pike. I've never played football before. I went to one of our practices. I can't catch or do anything. So
or do anything.
We had some good receivers. So I definitely wasn't going to be a receiver. I wasn't going to be a quarterback. Obviously, I can throw the ball a little bit, but not in any sense of winning. I'm like Mac Jones in that way. No, Daniel Jones. Is what I meant to say.
I mean, both are not
Danny
great.
Dimes.
But
but I'd say Daniel Jones is worse.
I'd take Mac over Daniel Jones. But
the Joneses. Keep it up.
Keep it up with the Joneses.
So I'm like, Ethan. He was not our team captain, but he's like the team leader, and he's like, I'm tight with him.
He's the morale guy.
What do I do? He's also insane at football. I'm like, what do I do? What do you want me to do?
Insane in the sense of a bunch of Vanderbilt students, like.
Well, yeah, in terms of like, he was a state championship football player in high school. MBA lost in the state championship twice to BA.
What did he play?
He played I think he played guard and
Ethan Lee played guard.
Ethan Lee played guard.
I guess I forget that you can be like small
5'10".
in high school. Yeah.
He used to be bigger, but
sure, but like
he's still 5'10".
That's
why he's not D1.
Yeah.
But he played that and I think like edge rusher or some sort of linebacker.
Interesting.
And he was really good. like he could have played ball at some lame little school because he's 5'10".
Yeah.
But he's good at football. So I'm like, Ethan, what do I do? And he's like, we're gonna start you off on the defensive line. And I'm like, oh boy. So he's like, you're gonna be next to me on the line. So it was me and Ethan Lilly were the pass rush because they never ran the ball. And then Jackson's like, okay, so Jackson's the team captain, quarterback. He's like, our offensive line is going to be at left, Willem. And I'm like, oh no, I'm on the offensive line? If I let in people and we get sacked, I could single-handedly lose us the game. Pressure.
Man is
I've never played either of these positions, right? So I'm like, I'll go out there. The rules are at offensive line, you can't touch anybody. So like, I just have to like move in their way because they can't touch me. Supposedly, can't touch this.
Sorry, go.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh Lord. So we're on defense first, luckily, because that's a little less pressure, you know. And I'm getting out there, and I'm like kind of doing good.
He's kind of saucing them up.
Like I'm getting in the backfield. Their quarterback wasn't great, but I was getting up in his like.
He's blowing that by this guy with cargo shorts on. Like it was.
Dude,
it was.
He had curly hair and cargo shorts. And I was like, "Dear God."
And
Seriously?
I saw that, and I was like, "Willem's getting by him like that. Like there's no competition."
He actually didn't come into the game until a little later.
Oh.
Or he might have been in a different spot. They moved him to where he was, and he did a lot better where he moved him to. It was me against this one kid who looked so afraid. Yeah. I got through the line a couple times and like made the passer run away.
Yeah.
And then throw the ball into nothing.
Yeah.
So I got pressure. I like tapped the ball a couple times, and then I got a sack pretty early in the game. So I would be lined up, and I would look into this kid's eyes, and he'd be terrified.
I remember.
And I'm like, do I inspire fear in the hearts of my foes? Like, this may be the greatest thing, you know?
At one point, I was at the game. I obviously didn't play because they won't let me on their team.
It was him and Brooke.
Which is really sad because I think I could be a valuable asset to the offensive line.
Rush bucks.
I won't do that. But, just to have some fun in a league. But, like, at one point, they had, like, 5 guys, like, a real offensive line. When like 2 people were rushing, like
my gosh,
I was sitting here.
They were stacking the line.
Yeah, like
there were 4 or 5 guys, and it was me and Ethan.
Yeah, no, they eventually decided that wasn't the move because they were limiting their receivers.
They had 2 receivers. To like, what does that leave? 5 people in the secondary.
Right, like everybody was bracketed by. It was just, but they're also like there was this one kid playing what I guess was right tackle, and this kid might have been 5'5". He looked,
he was cool. He was nice.
He might even have been nice, but he looked like the most unathletic dude that you've ever seen.
He looked nervous too.
Yeah, like he was like, this might have been like a pledge thing for him where he's like getting a punishment. Have to go line up at right tackle.
You could tell by the way like people interacted. It was like he was the like. He's just on the team. You know? He doesn't play football. Like the coach was like, "Hey, great job, man. Good start. You know, it's baby steps, like moving up." And I'm like,
yeah. And Willem's blowing by him.
Well, yeah. He's the charity kid that I'm like blowing past.
You ever seen those videos where it's like the fake Make-A-Wish kid on teams?
No, but that's him.
And it was like I think it was a Key and Peele skit, and it was as they were. It's like and here comes Bobby. He got diagnosed that his brain was a potato at age 3, and they gave him the ball. He's like running, and then you see like one of Key or Peele. I don't remember who it is. He comes there as like a linebacker and just levels them, and he's like celebrating, and they're like, "Oh my God, that was you to that random child."
But here's the thing. He also. Like halfway through the first half, they moved him to the defensive line from where he was. And he was getting me. I was getting tired, and he was playing like full contact. Like at this point, I'm like, you're not supposed to touch the line, and he's pushing me. And so I'm like, whoa, but I'm getting this way. He's like getting past me. He didn't get a sack ever. He just got pressure on Jackson, and Jackson ended up like making good plays to get out of it, but I feel bad. Like I'm like, dang, he's
Jackson was pretty evasive
all the time. He's pretty good at quarterback. He's a good decision maker too, except when he throws the ball on an absolute dime. But he's 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage.
That was a dot.
It was a good pass. But we're all like, "What happened?" And he's like, "You were beyond the line." And I'm like, "Oh, there's the line."
Yeah, I know.
But this kid was doing pretty well. Like he was hitting moves, going inside, outside. I don't know how to contain this dude. They'll toss in a third rusher sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh Lord." They also had 3 guys on the defensive line the whole time. So it was 3 guys on our offensive line, 3 guys on theirs, except We only had 2 guys on our defensive line who we killed.
Yeah.
So that's how you know we're just better than them.
There was the times that they would only rush 2. There was like a significant time where like you were like the guy, I think it was the guy with cargo shorts before he realized that he needed to start rushing because Jackson had infinite time.
Yep.
But he would just like drop back into like a little zone, and I was like, I want Willem to release so bad and just you know how like running backs whenever they have like pass protection, they'll look and if nobody's coming they just like release for a little short route.
Paul got really good at that. Like late in the first half, second half.
Yeah.
Paul was the right guard.
Right. I think it was
or tackle or whatever you want to call it.
It's 3D people. Yeah, it was.
And he, at a perfect time, would break off the line, and Jackson would just get a little check down to him. And since it's flag football, it takes like 10 yards to just get the flag. Yeah. So we would get a first down because Paul just goes right past the defenders and he just gets it right.
I just wanted you to have the ball in your hand once. Like that's all I
almost
wanted.
Did. Like I touched some on offense or on defense, and I'm like I could have gotten.
I wanted to see you get a catch and like evade defenders.
I know that's where it would get tricky because I'm not athletic.
That's not true. I think you would have been. You would have. I don't think you like had a juke in you, but you would have gotten like some straight line speed.
Yeah. Just don't pull my flag.
The issue. That's part of the reason like I wouldn't be good at that is because I don't have any like evasive tactics. Like if I played football,
my evasive tactic is run forward.
Yeah. And the thing is like if I'm
pushing people down. I can't do that in this league.
If I played football, my one goal would to be like, okay, don't let them tackle me via stiff arm and just be bigger than them.
That's not
how flag football works.
But it's not like a contact sport. But this dude is pushing me and like trying to get around me. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, can he push me on the line? And he's like, well, I mean, no. And I'm like, so like, can I do that? And he's like, well, no. And I'm like,
so call it.
If he's gonna put his hands on me, I'm gonna put my hands on him. He's like, well, no. I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, talking to Ethan, I'm like, brother, what? He's like, sell the contact. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm out there, and this dude is lining up against me, and I'm like, I got this. And I do a little move, and he pushes me, and I just take the charge. 2 feet firmly planted, he goes through my chest, and I fall down, get like
the guy falls on top of him.
Turf burn on my leg. The dude fell too.
I turned to Brooke and I said, did that make you any more or less attracted to Willem? Which is actually true. I don't know if she told you about that. She goes, because like to me, I don't know the backstory of him being like, oh, I need to take some contact to sell to the ref. So I just see Willem just get bowled over by some like random dude in cargo shorts. Yeah. And I was like, ooh, that's not a good look.
Bad. And Jackson ended up completing like a 20-yard pass. If he didn't, they would have called that and I would have gotten us a first down. But since like, you know, we
declined the penalty.
Even though he didn't call it. So I'm like,
wait, he didn't call it?
No, he didn't call it. Because it's like,
I'm fighting the refs.
So I'm like, the ref was also like a jerk.
At one point,
like he was like really complaining to himself the whole time.
There were some arguments at one point, and I didn't like Brooke and I were like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, I would yap at the ref a little bit, and Brooke afterwards told me, she was like, he looks like he's getting frustrated. He's gonna be in a bad mood all night. And I'm like having the time of my life. Like, ref, you gotta be kidding me. There would be little like calls where it's like they called Noah. Or they tried to call Noah for flag guarding a couple times, and I'd go over and I'd be like, "That's the regular running motion." He's pumping his arms.
I saw that.
That's how running works.
And
it was ultimate flag guarding. He's like getting up here, like, trying to block it. And I'm talking to the one ref on the side that you guys were on.
Yeah.
He knew nothing, so I'm like, "No." The other ref goes by. He's like, "No, it was clean." And so I'm like, I'm schooling him. It's over with, boys. It's over with.
I remember at one point, like, I don't know what's going on. So I just see Willem go like this on the field, and I'm like, yeah, Willem knows how to run. And
just tell him
because like
absolutely false things.
Yeah.
And they believe me.
And
it's awesome. Because I like A-list, just talk to the ref and get stuff done. It's bad.
I want you guys to run a pick play so bad whenever they go to man coverage. just like a little X where you rub off each other. Guarantee it would work every single time. What are they gonna do? A call offensive pass interference in a flag football league?
But it was a great game. I ended up with a sack, like 4 or 5 tackles, like a dozen quarterback pressures.
You got 4 or 5 tackles?
I think I had 4.
When did you tackle people? You got a sack and like a million and a half pressures.
It was when people would go wide, the quarterback would go wide, and I'd get him, or he'd do a short pass.
I saw a
to the
couple
receiver.
of those. I never saw you get a receiver.
In the second half.
Okay, that makes
Second
sense.
half, they did weird things.
They
on
tried
the
to do a
back
flea
end where I'm
flicker.
like, huh? They didn't, but I was like, ooh,
Could you run the ball?
Yes.
I'm a play fake.
Yeah, like you can run the ball.
Well, but like
I don't know why
as
no
a
one did.
running, I mean, I don't.
You can line up as a running back and just hand the ball off.
I think you should
I know.
be a running back.
I probably will eventually.
That'd be fun.
Once or twice, like, give me some reps. Give Tajit some reps.
I just want to see a play fake.
It's the option.
Yeah, it's literally an RPO. You guys line 6 guys up on the offensive line and just do the Eagles like.
It's either we hand it off or everyone goes. Everyone release at the same time.
They can't guard us all.
They can't guard us all. But it was a phenomenal game. It was really good. It was the best athletic performance of my life.
I'd believe that.
It's phenomenal.
You did pretty well.
I did pretty well. Didn't think I would either. We don't have a game this Sunday, which is a bummer.
That's a bummer.
We have a game next Thursday, though, which, like, interesting.
Huh.
We're not a Thursday league, we're a Sunday league, so, like, I don't know why they're trying to make us play on Thursday. I'm free on Thursday.
Thursday night football.
So, like, I could, you know.
Yeah.
The other guy's like, Ethan can't, he says.
Dude,
and I'm like, oh,
let me take Ethan's place.
I know.
Be like, I
got
have
some
somebody.
guys. I got some guys.
If you guys can't, like, what are the odds that they'll just let me play D-line?
I have no idea.
Is that something that you would consider talking about or no?
We would not probably let it happen.
Is
We
the-
made
how-
one exception one time because one kid was really, really good at soccer, and he was considering rushing. So we're like, we can let him play. He's considering rushing.
Why don't you
He's
tell them I'll
so
consider?
good.
Tell them I'll consider it if they
Are
let me
you
play.
a god at football?
I'm okay.
And it's a dude that his brother was in the fraternity. So we're like, we can get.
I have a
him.
roommate.
You
My roommate's the
aren't
Veep,
going
and I
to
don't get
join.
a single bit of.
Am I?
Yes.
Am
Objectively, yes.
I? Sure, on paper.
But
in reality,
I mean, I would just be a
this
diet.
is targeted at certain people. This part. They're not going to watch it, but it's to them. Really just one.
Okay, let's talk about
Anyways,
Vanderbilt
sports. We played two football games.
Yeah.
One against Kentucky, the other against some team I don't remember. Was it
UNLV.
perhaps Wake Forest? Oh no, it was UNLV.
Yep.
Oh, I watched that one.
You did?
Yeah, I was at McDougal's.
You were the one that burned down?
No, rest in peace. This is the other one. Uptown in Edge Hill.
You're just sitting there in
I'm
the
so
ashes,
hungry.
like.
I'm like, it's terrible. Me watching the game.
It's a little overdone.
That TV
Okay.
is good.
Well, then tell us about that game, Willem, because that's actually I didn't get to watch that.
See,
one.
it started off pretty okay. And I was like, this ain't bad. I can't
We were up like
remember.
17-0, weren't we?
Yeah, it was nice. And I'm like, this is cool. I feel confident about this. We're getting in a cell group. People are telling their heinous stories of things that happen. There have been like 3 people in my cell group that tell like really intense life stories where it's like, this has been happening recently and it's insane. And I'm like, I do not have a story that good. You guys can just keep talking.
Yeah,
I'll
keep
just sit
going.
back here and watch football.
Keep it moving. Side note, I don't know who the hell just opened that door very slightly and just peeked in. Hi, how are you?
Sorry, do y'all have a reservation here?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay,
Every week.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I just didn't know that something was going on in here.
No, you're all good. No worries. Yeah.
Sorry, how long will y'all be in here? Because we're locking up pretty soon.
In the next 20, 25, 30 minutes. But we normally lock up on our way out. We have our guy here who's a curb fellow. His name's Artelon.
Awesome.
Who if he's not here, he'll be back in a couple minutes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
Here, so
You're
No,
good.
I totally
Thank you.
understand. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Intruders.
That's
Do you
actually
think-
good.
do you think she
Like,
heard
no
me?
one's ever said anything to us. That's the first time.
Do you think she heard me being like, I don't know who the hell is out there? Because all I looked over, I just saw someone like peek through. Anyway, we're not going to cut this.
That's good for the center, though. Like, in
Yeah.
all our days and like 3 years of doing this,
We're like, we've been here at times like super late.
it's done, man.
And nobody's just ever been here.
Nobody's questioned it.
I
We're
could have
just here.
slept on this futon. Like, it would have been
Yeah, dude.
bad.
Anyways.
So UNLV, we were
and
up.
then it immediately fell apart. They scored a ton. We lost all our momentum, and I'm like, well, there it goes. Second half sucked. It was over. I didn't watch the second half.
You didn't, okay, cool.
It was just bad, man.
So from
I
what I
stopped paying
understand,
attention when they leveled the score, and I'm like, oh, it's over.
so from what I understand from watching highlights and looking at the game tracker and stuff like that,
Like,
We scored a bunch, and it got to a point where it was 37-37
Oh.
at the end of the game. Why do you...
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So then they get the ball, and they're like, vaguely driving, but it's not like scary
Me
yet.
in the car.
They then throw a pick, and there's like a minute left in the game, and like everyone's getting so excited. My friend Miggy is texting me like furiously, being like, "We're gonna win! It's great." We get down to like the 30-yard line, 31, and they stop us, and so we have a field goal, a 41-yard field goal to go up in the game, and we miss it.
Well, that's not a really easy field goal.
A 41?
That's not hard.
If you're a D1 kicker, you should make a 41-yard field goal.
Well, I mean,
UNLV
not
is
like
a domed.
100% of the time.
No, I disagree. A 41-yard, that's almost a 40-yard field goal.
I know.
High school kickers make that.
A lot of them, not all the time though.
I don't think a 41-yard field goal should be missed.
How far of a field goal do you think you could kick?
Me? How much training do I get?
A week.
35.
With consistency, how?
20.
How far is a PAT?
23, I think. It's lined up on the 3-yard line. So maybe a 13. I don't know.
I don't know the math.
You get 10 extra yards from the end zone, and then it's wherever the ball is placed.
But is it 10? Because like it never.
The end zone
is 10.
Easy. Is 10 yards.
Like the numbers never match up that easily.
Yeah,
If you're on the 40, is that a 50-yard kick?
If the ball is on the 40, it is a 50-yard kick. Yes.
Well, then never mind.
I believe so.
13-yard kick. I feel like I could make PATs with regularity if you give me a week.
How long are
I couldn't do kickoffs. So
PATs? It's on the 15. Well, okay, so the PAT takes place on the 15-yard line.
The 15-yard line? So it's a 25-yard kick?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I don't know if I could do that with regularity after week, but like.
So an extra point is
season.
taken from the 15-yard line in the NFL and the 2-yard line in NCAA.
Oh, the 2-yard line?
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy kick. I could do that all day. I can do that right now in my sleep.
Maybe
Anyways,
the math isn't that easy.
I told you. I've watched football once or twice.
Because it says an extra point kick is 33 yards from the holder to the goalpost and 20 yards from the college football. So 18 yards they'd have to add. Anywho, not the point. We missed the 41-yard field goal, which you should hit, to be clear. They then go down and kick a game-winning field goal.
Tough.
After that.
Tough.
We lose 40-37 in a heartbreaker in Vegas.
It's UNLV, bro.
You have to beat
The assistant
UNLV.
coach of my high school football team went to UNLV. He didn't win a game in college.
Well, they
For
won.
years.
They won one now.
I know.
So
it's a new day in Vegas, baby.
then we go to everybody's favorite game, the Kentucky game. And I went to the Kentucky game, and I stayed the entire 4 quarters because I got a cowboy hat. And I think you've appropriated said cowboy hat.
It's just in my car.
Oh, okay. I don't like cowboy hats anyway, but I feel like I should keep it for like the culture.
Continuity purposes.
Yeah.
Go down to the Wild Horse
Yeah.
Saloon.
And my favorite saloon, the Wild Horse.
You never been to the Wild Horse?
Where I'm gonna.
You never heard of the Wild Horse?
No.
It's a real place.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. So we start off the game. I get in there at 13 minutes, which in the first quarter, which is unlucky because they already scored a touchdown. So it was 7-0. I don't really know how it happened, to be frank. I think we got the ball first, 3 and out. They got the ball, and then immediately drove down the field. But so I get it to my seat by 7-0, and I'm like, surely we'll heat up now.
I'm eating no.
That drive, we throw the ball to Will Shepherd, way overthrow. Okay. Run the ball for like maybe a yard, 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8. We loved being in 3rd and 8 this game. And AJ Swan gets the pass, play fakes for some reason because I think that somebody apparently thinks we might run on 3rd down. So we definitely fooled the linebackers there. The linebackers don't bite on the fake, if you can believe it. There's no space behind them. Our left tackle gets immediately blown by. AJ Swan pirouettes out of the pocket, avoids the sack, sees the check down, to, I want to say Patrick Smith on like a little flat route on the sideline, throws the like slowest pass known to man, pick six. And I said, whenever he pirouetted, I said, "Oh no," because I knew what he was about to do. I saw his eyes turn, lock, and I saw the literal like. I mean, he was like a good 15 yards away because it was the far hash to the sideline. But like, you don't need to arc that pass the whole time. Bro has no like base to throw off of because he just spun. Throws a oh my gosh, throws a rainbow to a pick six. And I'm like, all right guys, 14-0, let's go. So then we get the ball back. We run the ball 2 times in a row, getting a grand total of 2 yards. So we're back to where we want to be.
That's a yard of possession.
3rd and 8.
What's it called?
Yeah. And then we just throw like back to exactly where we want to be. 3rd and 8.
Great plan, boys. It worked.
We throw a slot fade to Will Shepherd about 7 yards out of bounds, and then we punt the ball. And I'm like, ah, shoot, we definitely need something good to happen.
Oh shoot, he done lost the football game.
And I'm like, what can we do to improve our stuff? I'm like, we need a big play on defense. Our punter actually kicks the heck out of this punt. It gets like their 30-yard line, considering that we punted from like our 12. It was like a good like 58-yard punt. It's crazy actually. So then they start driving down the field, and then I see Devin Leary Jr., who is the quarterback for the Kentucky Wildcats, throw a bomb. The issue is about 5 yards behind their wide receiver, and we pick it off. And I'm like, boy, is the quarterback play going today.
Ooh, they're hot.
Yeah, but the issue is, here's the one issue with this interception.
My pass.
It was like a 50-yard pass that was supposed to be a 60-yard pass. So we get the interception and we're down at like our 3-yard line. And I'm like, if there's ever been a safety in our future, it's right now. We didn't get a safety, but we did get to 3rd and 8 again. So then we punt the ball and then they score. At this point, we're over here. I was around actually a really fun group of people at the game because we were all just saying the same thing. I'm like, we're a second quarter team. It's over for them. We're coming back right now. The comeback trail starts. We actually have a pretty nice drive. The best player of the game was easily London Humphreys.
Landon?
Who, is it Landon?
I think so.
I thought it was London. Are you sure it's Landon?
You said Landon last week.
Did I?
2 weeks ago.
Well, let me Czech Republic.
It's actually Czechoslovakia.
Is it really? Are they not? I was like, huh.
I know they changed it.
Wide receiver.
Constantinople.
No, it's London.
Is it? Okay,
Yes. Okay. I don't think I've ever called him Landon. Anyway, we rewind the tape. But we get a touchdown drive and a field goal, and I'm going into the half coping to the max. I'm like, all right, boys, it's 21-10.
24-10.
Oh yeah, they get a field goal as well. So it's 24-10 going into the half, a 2-score game. We've scored 10 unanswered.
Not bad, and we're 3rd quarter team.
Yeah, and so I was like, we make some adjustments, we're gonna be good. Maybe we didn't go 3 and out to start because I think we get the ball back first as well. And so we get the ball, and I'm feeling stellar. We hand the ball off. We get like 5 yards, and I'm like 2nd and 5. This is new. And then we hand the ball off again. We get 2 yards, and I'm like 3rd and 3. That's manageable. False start. Back to where we want to be. 3rd and 8.
Wait, it was always 3rd and 8?
It always has been. And so it was funny. I was sitting here talking in the stands, and I was like, I mean, this only makes sense. It's, you practice something a million times, you're bound to be good at it. Separately, they give you 3 chances to get 10 yards. Why not use all 3 of them? So if you can imagine, the 3rd and 8 results in a sack that we then have to punt the ball away. And then it becomes the battle of who is more inept on offense. Because we punt the ball down to like their 10-ish, because I don't understand why their kick returner, their punt returner couldn't get it through his dense skull that our kicker, like our punter was we're punter you. Like this guy has had some practice punting the ball. And it would always go over his head and he'd have to like run back and get it. And so his like all of Hayball's punts were like 60 plus yards because the guy just wouldn't field them.
Oh no.
And so it became all right, we're going to play the field position game only without an offense. And it would be like there was a play where we they handed the ball to Ray Davis. We got it for like a 2-yard loss. And I was like, okay, 2nd and 12? That's big.
Big.
It was then like an under center snap, and Devin Leary takes a snap and goes to like his drop back. He gets his foot stepped on by his center and just falls on his face in the backfield. And this happened like a good 4 or 5 times, like not like that specifically, but of just him just falling over. Like on these next 2 drives, it was just terrible. Like I'm sitting here, and then we get the ball like the 50, and then get like a minus 10-yard play, and it would just be done. And so we did that for a while until they finally said, you know, what if we just chuck it to our wide receivers down the field? What's the worst that can happen? We punt
Pick six.
Yeah, like well, let's come on now. So eventually they did that, and then we got a couple pass interferences and a couple of completed deep balls.
That's good.
Oh, I'm sorry, they did.
Oh.
And then they scored again. I had said that that's what they were doing. And so then they go up 31 to 13. And I'm like, oh boy. But now they've shown us what you're supposed to do on offense, so surely we can emulate it. We get the ball, and I see A.J. Swan take the ball. Again, play fake for no reason. It's 2nd and 10. I don't understand why Joey Lynch does that on offense, where like in obvious passing situations, it's like a shotgun snap. Shotgun snap. No, like there's a running back, but like nobody on earth thinks that we're gonna run. And so he like tries to hand the ball off. The linebackers are like pointing and laughing, because they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys have such serious run. Like you guys have done really well running the ball today." And they drop back into their hook zones, and then AJ Swan's like, "I got it right behind the rushing in linebackers." Throws the ball directly to the same guy he threw the first pick six to, and now he has a second pick six of the day. And I'm like,
2 touchdowns, baby.
I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. They then
the consequences of my own actions.
Yeah. Then essentially what happened for the rest of the game is offensive ineptitude mixed with our defense decided they weren't going to tackle anymore. And so at one point we get the ball to we get them to 2nd and 26 somehow. I don't know what happened, but I'm like, okay, we can get the ball back and make it a 2-possession game with still some time. Mm-hmm. And after containing Ray Davis all day, bro breaks off like a 45-yard run. Like, okay, in fairness, Ray Davis had 2 touchdowns in the game. But before that run, he really didn't have very many yards. It was like they gave him the ball like twice on the
goal line.
On the goal. Like, hold on. If I go to the game and I go like to the game tracker and plays, touchdown, the first one wasn't him.
The second one wasn't.
Yeah, the second one was a pick six. Yeah, so like, the second one was 1st and goal at the 2, incomplete pass. 2nd and goal at the 2, he ran for 2 yards. Okay, whatever. It's already at the 2, you know. That's his first touchdown. His second touchdown was 2nd and goal, 1st and goal, Vandy 11. I'm sorry, 1st and 10, Vandy 11. Let me rephrase. 4-yard, 2nd and goal, Vandy 7. Ray Davis rushed for 2 yards. Ray Davis rushed for another 2 yards at the Vandy 3. And then they gave it to him again for a touchdown. Like, he ran it 3 times almost within, like, the 6-yard line. Like, I don't feel too bad about giving up a touchdown there. That's obviously not the running back. That's us not being able to get any push into the backfield. And so his box score was 17 attempts for 78 yards, which sounds...
Which is 40 yards.
Yeah, which sounds really good in the sense of, he's done so well. The issue is I'm trying to find the play where he ran for a ton of yards. Because it really inflated his stats that on an otherwise what I would consider pretty
mediocre day.
Yeah, I would consider we stopped them pretty. They also to be clear, they had so many penalties that at one point they did have a 12-play 117-yard drive. So, let's just think about that one real quick, huh?
Do some quick math. That's bigger than a football field.
Yeah, I can't see it. But anyway, not the point. It was a good 40, 50-yard rush. So you take that away, he had 16 rushes for 30 yards.
2 attempts.
You feeling really good about that one, Ray?
Yeah, nice job, buddy.
But yeah, so we lost. It was kind of sad. It wasn't very good. I didn't have a great time at the game. I got sunburnt. I also had just recovered from being sick. But I got the cowboy hat. Don't really wear hats.
Got a big head.
I do have a really large head. So it makes hats kind of weird, especially cowboy hats that are kind of narrow. So I told my mom I got one, and she was like, "Oh, send a picture." And I took a picture of the hat, and she goes, "No, you in it." And I was like, "I don't like hats." And then she was like, "Just do it, I'm your mom." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever, right?" And I put it on, and I was like, "Wow, this makes my head look even bigger." It was I'll show it to Willem because it's a kind of funny picture.
I'd like to measure your head from here to here.
Yeah, I got a cranium, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You
look like you're Australian. Not in a good way.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
Derogatory.
Crikey. Okay, Steve Irwin. Good.
Say Steve Irwin is a dude. He's a good guy.
Steve Irwin's great. He's
a good
awesome.
guy.
But not you.
Yeah, no. But yeah, those are the 2 games that happened.
I'm measuring, hold on.
With hands? Am I a horse?
Yes. You got a 2-hand head, Chris. I will not lie to you. Your head is this long. Legitimately.
I don't believe you.
That's about 14 inches.
Okay. So...
Do you know how measuring horses by hands works?
I used to when I
Show
dated
me.
Sarah.
Show me how you measure it. My arm. Measure it in hands.
No, I never did it, but I looked up how long a hand...
How long is a hand?
I don't remember. This was a while ago.
4 inches.
Okay.
Because it's this way.
Sure, man.
That was the question. This way or this way? Because this way is more, it makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of people with big hands. Little hands. I just got little hands.
So those are the 2 games that happened.
Anyways.
And since the last episode that we talked about and rambled about Wilt Chamberlain at the end. For those of you who didn't see, it really looks like it really looks like we clickbaited the heck out of that title because there's an hour and 15 minutes of genuine sports talk. First time ever, to be clear. And then there's a good 10, 15 minutes of just unhinged rambling by the end. It was good, actually. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. It was one of my favorite 10, 15 minute clips of... Really? Yeah. Of all time?
Of all time.
It was good. It was a good one. But do we have anything else?
Nope.
So we're looking to get guests on. We actually just got DM from one of our guests that we've been trying to get on. I'm not gonna say.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah. So.
How long do you think you guys are gonna need me? Oh, I need you.
Okay.
Well, never mind. I was gonna say something worse.
Yeah. Please don't. So we might have a guest on the next little bit here, and we might have a little some would say a throwback of a sport that we haven't done in a while. It's been a couple seasons since.
A hit back.
What could that mean? I'll leave that to the viewers to find out.
We're also gonna live stream the next football game I'm playing.
Are you really?
Yeah. And Brooke was like, "You should live stream that."
Are we on Instagram?
She said it's gonna be her on camera, first on camera appearance.
Okay. So I
It's
guess
the soft launch of Brooke.
the thing is I'm soft. Anyway, so
face reveal.
I guess this is what Willem and I are doing next Saturday. Is we are live streaming the football game.
It's not
And
next Saturday. It's next Thursday. Oh no, my football game.
we're live streaming your football game? I thought you meant like we were live streaming our reaction to the being the Vanderbilt sport podcast that we are. I'm not live streaming your football game.
But I'm good at football.
I believe you. They believe you.
No, they don't.
I'm not live streaming your game.
I see how it is. You're just mad because you can't play.
I am mad I can't play, but that's not why I'm not live streaming
And
your
with
game.
that,
All right, guys. We will see you guys next, probably earlier next week. Well, yeah, it'll be between Monday and Wednesday of next week.
what day does that mean it is? We'll let you decide.
Yeah, we'll let you figure. We're starting a poll down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to boost my ego. Follow our Instagram and Twitter at Show Em The Dore. I guess it's the X now. Either way, follow them.
Follow my ex.
Follow my ex. Don't do that. Please. I hope she's not watching.
Which one? We know which one.
Yeah, we know which
Follow
one.
both. One of them had a big impact on the very early stage of this.
Yeah.
The other one had a big impact on the middle stage of this. Now we just need you to have a girlfriend that rounds it up.
Well,
brings us home.
Buddy, I'm working on it.
Please. We're accepting applicants.
Respond to my DM. So, with that being said, this has been Show Em The Dore, all the way from the Curb Center Studios. I forgot what her name was, in Nashville, Tennessee. And we will see you all next week. Peace.